Welcome, everyone. Appreciate the patience in starting, as we will start very shortly. Let's get the background music going as well. Welcome, Among, Aaron. Thank you all so much for being here. We're about to start the meditation. Let's see. There we go. Welcome, Muhammad. How we doing? Welcome to those of y'all joining on the YouTube as well. We're going to start very shortly. Sheikh, welcome. Welcome. Let's see who we got here. We got welcome, Cami. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Welcome, Jill. Most, welcome. So we got Muhammad, Cami, G, Vedant, Thomas, Most, and Brian. Thank you all so much for being here. We're about to start the meditation in the next couple of minutes. I'll open this up for a Q&A session for the next few minutes to answer any questions, comments, concerns, whether it's in relations to meditation, yoga, spirituality, wisdom, life. Doesn't matter. Feel free to share any questions. And the exact time of starting the meditation will be in exactly 7 minutes from now. So take your time in getting settled. Welcome. Who we got there? We got Neil. Thank you for being here. West, thank you for being here. Muhammad asked me, what are you looking forward to in the near future? That's a great question. And by the way, Muhammad is a very close friend of mine, or a good friend of mine, who we met at our work training. So, very kind guy, amazing guy. Check out his brand. He actually makes some very cool wellness-based clothing as well, so check him out. But to answer your question on what am I looking forward to, that's a great question. I don't know if I really have a good answer, to be honest, because it's going to maybe come off as cliche, but I really don't know if I have a in the now. Very content for sure. Welcome, Kyle. So, not really much that I'm looking forward to. Hey, Kyle, thank you for being here. Ben, thank you so much for the kind words. Yes, Mohammed, so not much. I'm really content. I guess one thing that I'm looking forward to. Oh, it's 3. Okay, well, maybe you could squeeze in a quick meditation before you go to bed, Kyle. Let me know where you're at. I'm curious what part of the country or the world. So, definitely looking forward to growing the audience. I think that's going to be an honest truth. Well, sending my wishes to you, Ben, for the office. But yeah, I would definitely say that I'm currently trying to grow the audience, but I want to make it as welcome, Rona. England, gotcha. I want to make sure it's as authentic. Oh, you're from India, Chennai. Well, thank you for being here, Ben. As authentic as possible and organic. And it's a very interesting process because, especially with this path, welcome, Carl. You want to be careful where you don't get too attached and entangled, more importantly entangled, with the growth aspect. You want to make sure that the growth is as conscious and you're just bringing as much awareness into that as possible. So let me know if that answered your question, Mohammed. That's what I'm looking forward to. Growing, but growing consciously. That is the honest truth. We got Kyle still here, Kemi. But yeah, great question. Thank you so much for that. We'll be starting the meditation in the next exact 3 minutes now. So feel free to shoot any other questions in the meantime. Even those of y'all watching from the YouTube, feel free to share any questions or comments or concerns. Thank you. Welcome. We got Iman. Thank you for being here. And again, for those of y'all watching on the YouTube as well, my friend Mohammed has a very cool and beautiful clothing line, which I would very much recommend. If you want to comment that out, Mohammed, feel free. I forget how you spell it, so you can do that at your own pace. Iman, thank you for being here. Where you said morning. I wonder what part of the country or part of the world you're from right now. Always curious where y'all are tuning in from. Can you tell us a bit more about doing what you do here and the intersection with your gig at IBM? That's a great question as well, perspective-wise. Excuse me, I had a sneeze. That's also a very great question. These are good questions, I will say, Mohammed. Let's see. Here's my answer to that. So just for those of y'all that didn't hear the question, Mohammed asked me, can you tell us a bit more about doing what you do here and the intersection with your gig at IBM, perspective-wise? The answer that I have to that is going to be this, which is, thank you, Sinead. I appreciate the kind words from the YouTube. You are the man, seriously. Is this. So sometimes when you like something, you tend to get attracted towards it. Sometimes when you dislike something, you tend to go away from it. In both cases, welcome Neil, you're in a reactionary state where you are basically at the mercy of this external thing, which is your likes and dislikes. As a quick example, music, right? Let's just say there's this crazy rock music that is going into your ears and is going to my ears. It's the exact same music, but maybe for you, you don't like it, maybe for me, I do like it. So it's not the music that's changing, it's how you interpret the music that's changing. So how you react, basically. So I definitely do enjoy the work at IBM. I'm not sure if I mentioned the name, but whatever at this point. The work that I do full-time, because it does deal with people, which is something I very much enjoy and love. However, you know, it's something of any job. It's just the truth of reality where, welcome Sandeep, you maybe are going to have to do certain things that you don't like to do, right? And you're kind of given this, basically the point is you're not given as much freedom to do what you want to do, right? With any corporate job. Now this is beautiful, but meaning this content stuff is beautiful. And as a quick pointer to those of y'all joining, welcome Anushka, welcome Katie. We're about to start the meditation in the next 30 seconds. I'm just wrapping up a question. And so there's a lot of freedom here, but then the truth is there's no money here, at least not much at all, right, with content right now for me. So it's a trade-off thing, but the truth here again is, this is something let's just say, to make it super hypothetical, I'm not saying this is the truth. Let's say I love this and I hate that. The goal is to not be at the mercy of both. To let go of what you like and dislike and start doing what you have to do and showing up and giving your full presence and awareness and energy to anything that you do. And the reason that's so important is because at the end of the day, if you're not giving your all to the present moment, whatever that is, whether it's the dishes, whether it's your job, whether it's content, whether it's family, friends, people you hate, welcome, Daniel. You're not giving your all to life, because all of life is happening in the present moment. Thank you for that beautiful question, Mohammed. I'm going to now start the meditation, and we're going to save any more questions. I will have any questions. I will open it up to questions again right after the meditation, which will be just between 5 to 10 minutes. So feel free to save your questions, and would love to answer anything else that you guys have to ask. So let us start now. Thank you, Mohammed, for that. Let us start the meditation. I always like to use nature sounds because at the end of the day, we come from nature. So this is really just a way to bring us back towards nature. Now, thank you, Cami. Now we're going to give you some general recommendations. These aren't requirements, but just recommendations on posture, which will help you attain the optimal experience. This includes having your back straight, face tilted up, palms open like this on your lap, right angle over left if you're sitting on the chair, if your legs are straight out while you're sitting on the ground, and feel free to questions on posture as we're about to start. Okay, so with that, let us start by taking some deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. 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 Now we're going to gently close the eyes, and we're going to keep the eyes closed for the duration of the practice. I'm just typing out a message for the Instagram so they know what to do as they're joining in. But keep the eyes closed. Continue taking those deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Now we're going to start breathing normally. So take regular breaths here. In through your nose, out through your nose. Regular breaths. And I want you to do a very brief check-in with yourself. Very gently, I want you to just observe how you are in this present moment. So not how you were yesterday, Not how you are going to feel tomorrow, not how you were a few hours ago, but how are you in the now? And try your best here to not give too much of a label, whether it's sad, anxious, happy, joyful, ecstatic, whatever. Try to just observe the feeling slash thoughts as it is without giving too much analysis. Very gently just of yours without much labeling and much thinking. And at this point, we'll keep the eyes closed. And keep the eyes closed till the end when I say open the eyes. I want you to start observing the body. As you inhale, I want you to observe how the body gets nice and big as it expands. Then I want you to start observing how as you exhale, the body gets nice and small as it contracts. Very gently just observe these things without giving too much thought or analysis. Just observe the changes in the size of the body. And now we're going to try to find that spot of rising and falling breathing sensation. This can be the stomach, the chest, the eyes, no, the nose, not the eyes, maybe the eyes. And rest your focus on that spot. This will be your anchor now. Take your time, just find that spot, whether it's your nose, chest, or your stomach, just wherever you notice that rising and falling breathing sensation. And now, as you have that anchor spot in mind, or in focus really, we're going to start a very simple counting practice. So as you inhale, you're going to count 1. As you exhale, you're going to count 2. Inhale, count 3. Exhale, count 4. Inhale, count 5. Exhale, count 6. Count till 10. Actually, count till 12. Once you've reached 12, you'll then go back to 1. It is very normal, very natural to get distracted, whether it's by your thoughts, feelings, sounds. Every time you notice that happen to you, where you get distracted by your thoughts, feelings, or sounds, you're going to let that go. Be very kind to yourself here, very important. And then redirect your focus to that breath and that count, wherever you left off. I will let you be now and let you practice this at your own pace. As a reminder, as you breathe in from the nose, count 1. As you breathe out from the nose, you count 2. In, 3. Out, 4. And then keep that going. You got this. Count till 12 and go back to 1. To those of y'all joining, we're just doing a count meditation where we close the eyes and count our breaths till 12 and then go back to 1. Now we're going to slowly, and I mean slowly, you're going to take your time here. Let go of that focus. Keep the eyes closed, but let go of that focus. Start to take notice of the environment around you, whether it's any sounds, smells, feelings, whether it's an itch or wanting to move. And then slowly, I mean slowly, very slowly and gently, you're going to take your time and open the eyes. Take your time here. Take your time here. Take your time. Beautiful. Thank you all so much for sharing that beautiful experience. Showing up itself is so important and powerful. And it's vital. The fact that you showed up itself indicates that you are here for self-improvement. And that itself is huge. So, thank you. I will now open up the floor to any questions, comments, anything. Whether it's in regards to the meditation, in general, maybe your own practices, spirituality, whatever. I'm here to answer to the best of my abilities. So feel free to shoot. Here for the next few minutes. We've got Muhammad, Shabangi, Manasa, and Kemi. Any questions? Feel free. Maybe it's a question that others might be thinking as well, right? So do not hesitate to ask. Muhammad, I appreciate you, man, for all these beautiful questions. Muhammad asked me, what does self-discovery look like to you? Shabangi and Manas, I'm going to get to your questions. I want to first answer Muhammad's, so I will definitely get to your questions. So what does self-discovery look like to you? My honest answer, Muhammad, is going to be to start unraveling the knot. Double meaning with the knot. So K-N-O-T, I think that's how you spell it, as well as the N-O-T. So the unraveling of the knot, meaning all of these entanglements that tie us down, as well as the knot of who you are, because we have all these perceptions, these opinions, these thoughts about what is even the self. And so by diving deeper into the what is not the self, you will actually start to realize and be able to connect with who you really are. Let me know if to answer your question, Mohammed. And then we got Shabangi asked me, have you ever doubted yourself? Yes, I definitely have. I mean, as I think it's a very common human being feeling to have doubts. I will be transparent here because I want to make this as real as a platform as possible. I'm not going to try to come off as a guru or a teacher. I want to come off as just your friend, right? He's also on this path of self-exploration and betterment, really. So the honest truth is I haven't really doubted myself too much personally. I've always had confidence, maybe quote-unquote overconfidence, which has its pitfalls. But regardless, whether it's overconfidence or underconfidence, so that's whether you doubt yourself or you're too full of yourself, it goes back to Muhammad's question, which is realize these are just thoughts. And if you are consistently practicing your meditations, you will start to realize that you are not your thoughts. So the doubtful thoughts or the prideful thoughts are just thoughts that you are not. And the whole point of doing these practices is to start to realize what you are not. So if you do have these doubting thoughts, realize you're not those thoughts. And when you are not something, you therefore create some space between what is you and what is that thought. When you create that distance, then you are basically now less affected by that thought. And then eventually it dissipates. And that's just the nature of the mind. Let me know if that answered your question, Shabangi. And let's see, we got Yasnel, welcome. Justin Way, I remember you, how you doing? Welcome. And then we got Manasa with a question. which is, let's see. Manasa asked me how to concentrate more and not get distracted easily. If you could specify that question, that'd be awesome. So I'm assuming you're referring to the meditation practice. Obviously, it translates into other aspects of life. So let me know exactly what you're referring to. But in regards to the meditation, it's a very common question. So I want you to realize that you're not alone. I used to have it all the time, and many people still have this question. But it comes down to just practice. Just practice. I actually do love comparing this to running because I will be very transparent here again. I personally don't enjoy running that much, but there are many benefits associated with running. So that's why I do run 4 times a week in the morning. And it's a big mind game, just like the meditation practice, where you basically want to stop, right? You want to stop running, you want to take a break, you keep questioning how much more to go, this and that. So in the practice, you're going to for sure have such questions pop up, I'm assuming, right? Which is, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? I can't do this. All these thoughts, going back to Shubhangi, these are all just thoughts. So if you are doing this count practice that we actually just did a count meditation, which I will be continuing this practice every day at 9, or some sort of practice every day at 9 p.m. Central. That's I think it's like day 6 or day 5 at this point, or maybe day 7, I'm not even sure. But stay tuned where you can practice more of this with me, or even on your own, up to you. And as an example with the count practice, what we do is we count the breaths from 1 to 12. And every time you get distracted, you go back to that count and you go back to the focus on the breath. And you might notice initially, maybe you only get to 2, maybe you only get to 3, maybe you only get to 4, the count, that is. So then, every time that happens, you just keep very gently bringing your awareness back to the count, back to the breath, and being very kind to yourself too. The key is to be gentle and kind to yourself. And as you continue doing this kind of swinging, this is basically our awareness. It's just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. All these, it's like the thoughts, it's just flying. But then it starts to slow down. And then we're eventually, and you might have moments of this too, where you're just there, fully aware, fully focused, and fully concentrated. Let me know if that answers your question, Manaso. Carla said, when I see you, I feel very peace. That is very kind of you. Thank you so much, Carla, for the beautiful words. It means a lot, and I'm just here to share tools for peace. I'm not going to even say I am this peaceful. I definitely would say I have a pretty solid state of peace inside me. But I'm just here to share a community where we can all practice and share that peace together. That's all. So thank you for those kind words. We have, okay, Discovery Search, welcome. Dazun, welcome. Uday, welcome. Dan, welcome. New Delhi, welcome. Eloy, welcome. And now Muhammad asked me another question, which was, would you ever turn a blind eye to something unfair for the sake of becoming at peace with it? I'm going to read that question once more to everyone, because that's again another beautiful, deep question, which is, would you ever turn a blind eye to something unfair for the sake of becoming at peace with it? Here's how I would approach that question. So, the way I interpreted that question, so feel free to correct me if you feel differently, is this concept of being oblivious, right? So if you're oblivious to said event, said action, said whatever, there is a sense of peace that you get. But I would say this. Welcome, Damu. I would say this, which is the world is here not to make you happy, not to make you at peace, but the world is here to challenge you. It is through these challenges that you grow. So yes, if you, let's just say, lived in a cave away from everything and all this war and destruction and all these events, whatever, right? Excuse me, happening, then yes, you could be at this peace. And there's nothing wrong with that either, to be honest. But then you probably wouldn't be growing as much and tapping into that potential that all of us as human beings have. So in terms of turning that blind eye, I think we gotta really be honest with ourselves here, right? Let's just say we do hear about something and we try to turn that blind eye, right? Are you really going to forget that? Are you really able to fully turn a blind eye? Maybe you are, but honestly, knowing the nature of the human being, I don't think it's going to happen to the level of fully just blocking it out. So what I would recommend with those situation types is the deepest peace, from my experience, is the peace of acceptance, not ignorance. Ignorance is bliss, as they say, but is it true bliss? I don't know. Whereas acceptance, when you accept something fully, there is a very, very deep sense of peace that you attain, a truer sense of peace, a deeper sense of peace. Peace itself has levels to it. So it becomes a spiritual practice of itself, where when you are dealing with said emotions or events or whatever is happening to you, you will then notice your mind trying to resist and not like. It goes back to the earlier question about likes and dislikes, and you will start noticing that inner resistance to that. And then you, through awareness and through practices like meditation, start to disintegrate that resistance naturally. And then you eventually fully accept that. It's a process, right? It doesn't happen overnight. So that is my answer, Mohammed. Feel free to share any other questions if that didn't fully answer. But beautiful questions. You guys are really, really shooting amazing questions. Thank you. So I think we got Cami and Mohammed left. Any other questions? For those who are watching this recorded, or if you're on the YouTube, feel free to ask any questions as well. Feel free to comment down below if you're watching this recorded. Any questions or comments about meditation, spirituality, anything. Feel free. And if not, I will be ending this in the next minute or two. Do not hesitate to squeeze in any other questions. I could maybe leave it open to one more question if you all have that. Let me know. Welcome, Ray. Well, I will be doing this every day, again, 9 p.m. Central. I appreciate you all. Here to help, here to share, here to grow together. With that, make this a great day. Take it joyfully. Stay conscious. Exhale.